I was a kid back at Beaverton High School, my dad wanted me to play football. I didn't like it. I didn't like running into people. I didn't understand the point of it. But he wanted me to do it. So I went in and I figured out what it was. It's 45 kids getting together every day for 3 hours for about 4 months. Whether it's raining or shining or freezing or steaming hot, they're gonna take off their comfortable outfits and they're gonna put on uncomfortable outfits. And they're gonna run into and away from each other, all in relationship to the movement of a ball. The entire time they're being yelled at by adults. These adults tell them that they're going to win district. Didn't even know that there was a district before. Now I'm gonna win it. How are we gonna get it home? I signed up for the team, and by the time I was a junior, I was on the team. That means school starts a little early. You gotta go in a couple weeks earlier, put on those outfits, and practice running into each other. And then they have this other thing where they have this sled that they get you to line up, and you push it while some old man yells at you to see if maybe you could push it harder. It never happens in the game. I still don't know why we practiced that. Then one day I was looking across the field and I saw these long-haired kids standing around smoking cigarettes with these girls, and I said to one of my football buddies, "Who are those guys?" And he said that they was the burnouts and that they hung out in the smoke pit. The coach told me, he said, "Snider, I would hate to see you turn into a burnout from the smoke pit. Just look at them. They're a bunch of dirty sheep standing around in a field doing nothing." I said, "Well, I don't want to be that coach." And I avoided them kids for as long as I could until one afternoon I was in the cafeteria and I could not find a seat except the one that was right next to a kid that I clearly recognized as a burnout from the smoke pit. He said, "Hey, Snider, have you ever tried psychedelic mushrooms?" And I said, "Why, no, I have not." He said, "Would you like to?" And I said, "Sure, why not?" Not a half hour later, I knew there was no chance that I was going to be going back to football practice that afternoon. So I went with my new friend, and I stood with them chicks, and I smoked me a cigarette, and I looked over at the football team, and it was the first time that I had seen the life that had been planned for me from a distance. And I am not trying to disparage those kids, but friends and neighbors, they could equally be described as a bunch of dirty sheep standing around in a field doing nothing, only an uncomfortable outfit. It was in that moment that I realized that the goalpost had slowly turned into candles, and then they morphed into bottle rockets and they shot up into the sky. And I thought, man, I wish those goalposts would do that all the time. And then I looked over at the team and they was pushing that sled. Only that sled had morphed from a sled into Fred Sanford from the hit situation television comedy show Sanford and Son. And he was holding his chest like it was the big one. Who would make something like this up? He made eye contact with me and he said, "Do you have 2 10s for a 5? Or 2 quarters for a nickel?" I looked at him funny and he said to me, "On a scale of 1 to 10, what would be your favorite color of alphabet?" And I knew in that moment that I was never going to be going back to football practice again for as long as I was alive. And friends and neighbors, while I still support Coach Boyer and the Beaverton Beavers to this very day, because I think this might be the year that we could win district. And I want them boys to work hard for it. And I'll tell you this, as my closing thought, Beaverton High School has the coolest goalposts in the whole damn Northwest. And that, friends and neighbors, if you are still listening to me, is the touching story of how I went from a scoreboard watching jock that my dad was hoping for me to be, and turned into the peace-loving, pot-smoking, porn-watching, lazy-ass hippie that stands before you this evening. Conservative Christian, right-wing Republican, straight white American male, gay bashing, black fearing, war fighting, tree killing, regional